everybody, happy Sunday. You would not believe the things we talk about in the breaks in between shows. Hello to you all. I hope you have a fun-packed Sunday planned, and I'm hoping that you're going to be staying with us for the whole of the day because we have got some amazing things to be showing you today. We're starting off this morning with a first look. Then later on, we are moving to Colour Me Happy. And then, of course, it will be Second Chance Sunday. So lots of things planned. And I'm going to put it out there right at the start of the show. It is Dress Up Your Pet Day. Do you dress up your pet? Do you like to dress up pet? What kind of pets do you have? We would like to see your photos and any of your images that you've got of the pets that you dress up and how you dress them up. Do your pets like it? Do you have a dog that cries unless it's dressed up as a ballerina every day? Who knows? I'd like to find out. We've got a few photos for you already, so please do send those in to studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk so we can all enjoy those. Of course, luckily, it's not just me talking to you, as I often do at the weekend. I've got the lovely Debbie Fisher with me. Hello, Debbie, how are you?
Yes, you have. All day, Becky.
Yeah,
it's going to be
day.
A fab day. We've got some great things today. I love a first look at something. I know lots of you have been seeing it because Craig's been putting it out there. He's launching it this week. But it is a new layout collection. What I love about this, I feel like we've really gone down to the basics of what card making is all about. And that's what this collection is going to do for you. This collection offers you so much in the respect of how you get your card making started. Now, it is for beginners, but if you are intermediate, if you've been crafting a long while, there's really a good set of generic dies in here that you can use throughout all your crafting. And it's sometimes just really good when we lose our mojo and we just need a little bit of inspiration. We've got recipe cards in here to create the most amazing projects, but they've been simplified for you. And you can do them throughout this whole folder, this whole box. It's just an amazing collection, and I think every crafter needs, Becky, in their stash. And
in fact, I was saying to you, wasn't I, that I love all the nesting dies that are in there because they are so useful.
Absolutely.
And quite often, if you've actually haven't managed to get your hands on some of the nesting dies, this is really invaluable, isn't it, this collection?
It's so invaluable, and what's really good about it, and I know I'll keep saying it as well, and I'm sure Craig will this week, is that even though it's aimed at beginners, for people that have got like intricate nesting dies and ornate and lace nesting dies, lots of them are going to work with the basic nesting dies that we've got in this collection as well. So it's a really good one to have and just a great one to look at. So I'm really pleased I've got my hands on it to give you that first look.
Absolutely, definitely looking forward to this. I've got a few hellos to say. I've got Sarah Brown saying, hello my friends, it's now 10 p.m. here. I hope you're all good, and sending lots of love to all the CCTV gang, Becky, and of course my kindred spirit Debbie from Melbourne, Australia. Hello Sarah. Geraldine says, good morning Becky, Debbie and everyone. Hope you're all well and keeping warm from the chilly Argyll and Butte. Sarah says, good morning, Debbie, Becky and all the crew. Stephen says, hello, a morning watching this before I get some sleep. Gamma5203 says, good morning from a very cold Dallas. Michelle says, good morning. And Karen is here from Alabama. And Sandra Dundas is saying hello to everyone. Lynn Morton is in and saying hello to everybody from a very chilly Newcastle. It is quite chilly outside. Stay in. Watch us. This seems like the best thing that you want to do. And I do want to say hello to my cousin Charlie, who I just found out. My cousin Charlie lives in Sydney, and my daughter's there visiting him at the moment. She said, do you know, watches you quite often on YouTube. And I was like, no, I didn't know that. So hello, Charlie, if you're watching, I'll FaceTime you a little bit later on, because I think you'll probably be asleep at the moment. So do message in. If you've got any questions, this is your opportunity to sort of pick the craft expert's brain. Because we are live and interactive, that is your, perhaps you're new, you've only just started watching, and you're like, well, I don't really understand what you're talking about here, and why are you using that glue and that glue here. This is your opportunity to message in if you've got any questions, any queries, and of course, we want to see those pictures of your pets all dressed up. I definitely want to see those pictures. Right, we're going to get started with having a look at this big collection that we've got here. Shall I show the boards first, and do you then want to do the unboxing? Do the unboxing first, yeah. Let's do the unboxing.
Yes. a great idea. As always, whenever we do a collection like this, it's so nice that we do it in a beautiful presented box. And you're getting exactly that in this. I love a big box like this that literally the lid comes off. It means you can take the lid off, you can then stand your actual box inside, so you've got it all ready to craft out of, which I absolutely adore. And then you can use it for lots of other things once all your sort of bits and pieces have gone out of here. Now what you'll see as soon as you open it out is how big this collection is. So literally it tells you a layout collection. We've got a QR code on the back there that you just scan. That will take you to a website. It means you'll have lots of tutorials on there. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be our Craig that's doing all the tutorials. And this is what we're talking about with this amazing set of dies in here. So you've got a really good set of edgeable dies. These are great for creating frames, creating just texture down your pages, creating borders, lots of different things you can do. I love using these sort of dies on my photographs, especially when you're scrapbooking. They really just do a different edge on the side. Yeah. Great for tucking things under, and really good set. So you've got 3 in there. Then you've got a set of your sort of everyday shapes here. You've got your triangle. This is brilliant. I'm going to show you in the next couple of hours how to do bunting with this. We've got your leaf die, you've got your hearts, your star, and then you've got your little flower. Then we come into all these types of dies, which are amazing. So this is where we really start talking about these nesting dies in a whole. There is so many in here. Not only do you get smaller ones, so really small ones here. If I then go to this one, you then get the bigger ones to match inside those as well. So this is what I'm talking about with your comprehensive set of nesting dies. So you've got your circles in there, you've got your shaped ones, so all different sort of shapes. You've also got some tag dies in there, which are so invaluable in crafting. We've got some squares in there, we've got some different types of frames going on here, and I love the fact that we've given you 2 different types of ones here, so you can use your bigger ones, you've got these smaller ones, different points on them. We've then got our ovals, so you've got your amazing set of oval dies. We've got some extra squares in there that go with the other small squares, and then we've got your sort of bunting pennant ones as well on this one. So lots and lots of dies that you are getting. You're also getting this amazing set of stamps. I mean, no collection would be anything without a good set of stamps, especially sentiment stamps. You see our Becky yesterday doing that masterclass on sentiments. These are great because they're going to cover lots of different birthday wishes on there. So love that one. You then come on to your embossing folders. So that's a great one to have. You've got your 3D embossing folder. This one is your vase on there, and then you've got that background, which is amazing. That one's in your 3D. You're also getting another one here. Now, this is a 3D folder, sorry, 2D folder, but it's actually got your a 6x6. We don't do these very often, so I love the shape of that one. Then we've got your butterfly one as well, so you get a beautiful one in your butterfly one, another 2D embossing folder. Then we come on to your accessories that you would always expect in some of our boxes. So you've got your ribbons in 3 different colours and 3 different sizes. You've then got all your gems that are going to match exactly to your ribbons and or your papers. And then you get this amazing set of stamps. Look at these, Becky. I mean, they're gorgeous. Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
I love that big cake one.
Yeah, they're just brilliant. And what I love about it when we do a collection like this is we make the designs so they're easy to colour. So when you've got designs that are colourable, it makes you want to get them out and start colouring them. So there's really good designs in there. Then we come on to what we all know in our boxes is our cardstock and papers. So first of all, you've got your block colours, so your solids, which are double-sided, beautiful sorbet colours. Look at that, beautiful. Really bright pop of colours. This is enough to cheer anyone up in the new year. You've got all those solid 8x8 double-sided, and then you've got the most amazing papers here. So your papers are going to match every single one of those cardstock that we've got in the plain. So beautiful cardstock that we've got there in all your pattern papers. Then we've got the main thing, which is your layout collection recipe cards, which I absolutely love. And if I just flick straight to the back, you'll see that you're getting 30 different recipes that you can be crafting with. Now, as you go through all these recipes, and I say recipes. We've classed them as recipes because they are like recipe cards. You've got everything down here, which, and I love this as well. This is like white clean. If you've got like a whiteboard marker, you could mark on here your favourite ones. You could put what you've made. You could put colour combinations. So you could write onto here, which is really good. And then you could just wipe it off if you need to. And then you've got, I'll just flick through a few, but you've got all these different types of cards that you can be creating throughout using all the bits that come in your box. So it really is one of those boxes that just keeps on giving. So with everything, I've probably got them all wrapped. There we go, got the right way. So you've got your recipe cards in there. You've also got your cardstock and your papers. You've got your stamp set there. You've got your ribbons in your 3 colours and 3 different sizes. You've got all your gems in there. You've got 1, 2, 3 embossing folders. You've got another stamp set there, and then you've got all your die sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sets of dies that you've got in there, which is amazing, in your layout collection. And then on top of that, Becky, you're actually getting your layout collection binder, which keeps it all in there. Now, what's brilliant about the binder is if I open mine up, this one is mine, you've got your magnetic sheets, which are going to keep all your dies in place. So you've got 2 sheets of those, so you can see all those dies. In fact, can we go overhead? That'd be a lot easier to do it overhead. So let me just turn that over so you can see I've got all my dies fitted onto them, so they're all nice and neat in there. You've got your storage for your stamps as well, so literally just take them off, stick them on, and they will stay on there. You've got your storage from there, and then you've got all your recipe cards inside in this really neat binder. This is incredible, the fact that you get everything you can see in here with your box. I just think it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Brilliant, and great for someone like you say that's getting started crafting and doesn't really know what bits and pieces they need. Having everything in there, I think, makes it really easy. A few more hellos. Christina says, good morning ladies, that layout box looks an amazing kit as a core foundation for any crafting newbie. Absolutely. Diane says, good morning, it's 1 degree here and snowing in Michigan. Rachel Brown says it's good morning from a chilly but sunny Shropshire. Linda's in saying, hello from Wisconsin. We have 10 inches of snow and now turning cold. Only now turning cold. You've had 10 inches of snow. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Linda Fitzsimmons says, hello all, happy Sunday. As a child, I used to dress up my cat in my doll's clothes and take her for walks in my doll's pram. You must have had a very understanding cat. I think my cat would have gone, no. Wendy says, my mum purchased this for me from HSN and oh my, it was glorious. I was making wonderful things but had no idea how to put a card together. Now I'm gaining confidence in my creations. I'm actually quite proud of a few. Brilliant, that is really good. You should send some pictures in and let us know what you've been making. Wendy says, good morning, Becky, Debbie, Team Social and CTV crew and all the crafters. Amanda's here saying, good morning, fab morning, Becky, Debbie and the brilliant CC team. And Carol Ann says, I can't wait for this layout collection launching tomorrow. I will be stalking the website in the morning. Yes, this will launch tomorrow with Craig and Ben, so you'll be able to get your hands on it very soon. We've got a few pictures of animals dressed up as it's dress up your pet day. This first one, Doug has sent this in. Doug the dog, look at that, with all the matching Christmas pyjamas.
That's my dog.
That. Oh, I love that.
Well, it's not my dog, it's my daughter's dog. They're my 2 grandchildren, and I won't point out my son-in-law because he'd be mortified that I put that picture up, but it's more to do with Doug. He had matching pyjamas with us all this year.
Oh, bless him. Did he enjoy wearing his matching pyjamas?
He loved it.
Yeah.
He absolutely loved it. It's funny because I think years ago, people used to think that you were being cruel if you dressed up your dog, but actually dogs love it because you're fussing them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he loved it. He almost looked very proud walking around in his pyjamas.
Bless him. Next one we're going to show you is Charlie, my dog.
Charlie.
My mum made him a jacket for Christmas, but he's a little bit porkier.
He looks like a superhero.
He does, doesn't he? He's a little bit porkier than she thought he was. So,
what is the material? He looks like a Monopoly board.
It does look very much like a Monopoly board, yeah. It was some fabric that she found. She thought, oh, this will fit the dog. But his reindeer antlers did fit him, and he did like the photograph. And so that's from Charlie, my dog. And then the next one is Charlie on holiday. Just looking super
I mean, you have to
cool.
protect your dog's eyes.
Absolutely, yeah, no, it's very, very cute. The next
Oh my
one.
goodness, look at this.
Next one is Floyd. Now, I've taken these from a website that belongs to my friend, who is a gerbil milliner. And this is Floyd dressed in a Chanel outfit.
Oh my goodness.
I'd say Chanel collections, a winter, spring collection that you've got there. And then the next one is Wesley, who is gerbil in a hat. So they're from my friend Paul, Gerbils of Highgate. Hi, Paul. I've put your gerbils back on the TV. I just think they're brilliant. Please do send in your photos. That's really quite good fun. Right, we should get started on a demo, shouldn't we?
Yes, absolutely. Right, so first of all, I'm just going to pick a recipe. So I'm going to go to number 23. So let's pick this out and show you exactly how these work. So it is a case of just looking through, having a look, seeing what project that you like the look of. Once you've picked your project, if you then turn it over, look at that, every single one has everything to help you make that card. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your cardstock. So it tells me to have my card blank of 5x7. It then tells me to fix a panel, and it gives you the measurements on there. So I'm using slightly different. So what I thought I would do is, because we've got all these projects, I thought I'd follow them but do them slight variation of what you get in the box as well. So Brilliant. It just shows you a difference. So that's what we're going to do. So it tells us to affix that to our panel. So I'm just going to take my tape pens. We're going to just pop our glue down those edges, pop that on. It then tells me to take another panel, and we're going to emboss that panel, and it tells me to use the butterfly embossing board in there. So let's grab out of my box the butterfly, take that one out. And then I've got that piece of card. It's told me the precise measurements for it, so I've just cut that out, and then we're going to place it inside our embossing folder, so right in the middle. Now this one's a 2D embossing folder. With a 2D folder, try and find my smaller plates. No, can't find any, but what I will do is, oh, they're very, you've warped our plates, Becky.
Why is it me that gets blamed for everything?
Who else is that? Is that not you?
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
But it's fine, because actually all I want, Becky, is that as an extra shim. You don't need to use it. You don't need to use an extra shim. I like to use an extra shim with the 2D embossing folder because it gives you a much deeper level, and I'll show you when it comes out. It just gives you that really crisp sort of lay down into the card. So as that comes out, let's just bring that out. And I'm saying about Becky, it doesn't moan. I'm not really moaning about it, because actually it does no harm to what you're putting through at all.
She does moan all the time. I'm just putting that out there.
Look at that, for a white embossed card.
Gorgeous.
That's amazing, isn't it? Just give that a wiggle, there we go. So that gives me a beautiful embossing on my card. So then that's the first bit done. So I love this. It's literally giving me step by step every part of my project. So we're just turning that round, bringing that down, and then we're just going to stick that on. Make sure I've got my card the right way. There we go. And then we're going to lay that into the centre. So I love it because it's easy, love it because you've got all those step-by-steps and picture step-by-steps. And within not a lot of time at all, we've got the front of our card. Then it's also telling me to use my, to make a border here. So we're going to bring in our dies. So let's bring these ones back in. And we're going to take that die set, pop that back, there we go. And it's we've got two different ones here, so you can really choose what you want. The one they've used in the picture is more the sort of wavy length one. And then you just need to take a piece of your cardstock, and then it actually tells you, so it will tell me that, here we go, the strip. So the strip, it's saying, is only 3/4 of an inch. So all I'm going to do is take my guillotine. I'm just going to trim. It doesn't actually matter how much you trim. I'm roughly judging that's about 3/4 of an inch. and then we're just going to place that down the side. So what I would do with this is bring in your low tack tape. You want a couple of pieces of this, because you want to put a piece, you see how me and Becky are very different. I'm very frugal with my, and then all I'm going to do is I'm laying this onto my glass mat, put it on a straight line, and then I can roughly see that it's going on the line each step of the way. And then we're just going to place that, oh, if I can get that off my finger, just like so.
I do reuse my tape though.
You do really use your tape?
No,
yes.
I do reuse it.
Oh,
So once
reuse it.
yeah,
So
I
I
use it a
don't
couple of
reuse
times.
this one only because it's very sticky. So on paper crafting, it's likely to go into the project. So I tend not to reuse it on this. But I suppose fabrics, it's quite
Yeah.
easy to reuse. I don't think it's a problem anyway, Becky. We get so much in our reels, and you get 3 in a pack.
Yep.
So literally, we're just going to take that down and run that one through. So on to your Gemini. Some of these dies are bigger than 3 inches. A lot of them, I would say a good 70% would go through, maybe more actually, would go through your Gemini Mini.
Right, okay.
So you would only need a small machine to go through. And even though this die here would be longer than your 6 inches, in fact that must be about, 8 inches, well, that's the length of the card. Even though that's 8 inches, if you wanted to do a full strip down, you would put it in your folder for the 6 inches, then just turn it around and cut the rest. So you could still get away with that going down your in your Gemini Mini. So now I haven't been very good here. I should have put that on the edge. So this is where you need to be really careful, because can you see that pulls away that piece of card. I have got another piece, so let's just take that off so you can see. So you've got your deckled edge there. So I'm going to bring in my other one, which is slightly smaller. In fact, I did these ones, which give me 2, because put together, and you see it makes this border. So now this is where it gets really exciting, Becky, because you could then have 2 different borders if you wanted to. So this is where, if you're an advanced crafter, you can start adding more to it. I'm just going to use my thinner border. That's telling me to put that down the side of my card here, and just to the edge. So I'm just going to make a little indentation with my fingernail, and then I'm just going to trim that. I don't need that to be perfect, because we're going to cover up those edges. But that gives me my strip there. So let's take that one in, and this time I'm going to bring in my dotty tape pen and just put that all down those edges, just to make sure that's all covered. And then we can place that at the side, like so. In fact, I'm going to make sure it does go to the top of that yellow bit and to the bottom. There we go. Right, so give that a good rub down. So again, if I bring in my card, you can see this is what we're following at the moment. So this is the step that we've got to, okay?
Okay.
Then the next step, it's telling me to stamp my butterfly. But what I have done is I've stamped my bird instead, because I've used a butterfly in another demo. So I wanted to try and use different ones across the actual stamp sets. So I've stamped this one out, and then all we're going to do is give this one a colour. So first of all, let's do the actual birdhouse itself. I'm just going to grab myself a piece of card to colour onto there, and then let's bring this one in. So I want to get some sort of light shading in here. Oh, I've got the wrong colour. We've got gold yellow. I want an earth brown. So I'm using our tri-blend pens. So I'm going to start off with my lightest colour of my earth brown blend, and then I'm going to start with just adding in some lighter. And I mean lighter, meaning the lightest colour. Now I'm always I'm not one that colours right to the edge. A lot of the other crafters colour to the edges. I just don't see the point of colouring to the edge and wasting my pen. So I just then go into that colour, because I just want to use that colour to blend my next colour in. Same as I'm not going to the edge with this one, because I want to bring in a darker colour. So literally just flicking up into that light source, but still leaving some highlight, because we want to sort of show where we've got a different colour and some light going in. And then we can come in with our darkest colour, and I'm just going to flick then from my edges, just come along the bottom there,
I love watching people colour and how things come alive in a couple of strokes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it makes such a difference, doesn't it? I can't believe how alcohol colourings just change the way we colour.
Absolutely.
It's actually quite remarkable to just know that you can, like, what I mean by an ordinary person, someone that's not an artist, can get that level of depth and dimension in their colouring just by using an alcohol pen. And it's unbelievable they weren't widely available to us a long time ago. So, and I love the fact that they are now. So you can see straight away we're getting that sort of depth in there. And I never worry about alcohol pens. And I'm not going to go too much into the alcohol colouring because I'm going to do that this afternoon with our Classique. So what you're going to do is carry on with that. I've got all different pens to use that we can colour our birds with. I'm doing it very quickly because I want to get on to making the actual card and I want to show you lots more. I use sort of a very light blue for our bird here, and then I used a coral colour just to do our flowers on the top there. So just doing that very quickly. Then I used one of my nesting dies. So if you bring in your nesting dies, it tells me to use the circular nesting die. So this one here. Let's bring this actual recipe card back down and it will tell me to cut it out. So die cut a circle around it and colour it as desired. So I haven't die cut mine first, but I've just wanted to create the circle. So this is my image once it's all coloured in. So you can see we've got it all coloured in, and then I've just used one of my nesting dies around there that's in the actual pack. And then it then tells me to use different nesting dies to actually cut out the pattern paper. So I had some scrap here of pattern paper, and then I've cut it out with two different shapes here of our nesting dies. So let's pop that to the side. So we've got our 3 nesting dies that that's telling me to have, and then it tells me here to stamp out a sentiment, which you can see, and it even gives you the shape of the die that you cut it out with. So all I've done with that one is I've cut and done the same wishing you well of the stamp set, and then die cut it out. So we've got all our elements here. So what these recipe cards are good for, Becky, is if you literally follow all this plan, you haven't got to stick any of your card together. You could even put this as a kit form in the bag ready to do when you want to make a card. So if you just want to get on with some colouring of these, you can absolutely do that. So let's put all our cards together. The only thing it's telling me to do is to use a paler blue colour to just go round the edges of my, my design. So let's just take our baby blue, and I'm just going to grab a ink dauber. So let's grab one of those, and we're just going to literally ink around the edges, bringing in that sort of tone of blue. The great thing about this is what we've done is, I say us, like, I mean, it's the royal us.
Yeah.
The royal we is we've put everything that matches. So whatever piece of card you have, whatever colour combination you put together, it's all going to really work so well. So let's just finish inking around those edges. Then we're going to do the same around this one. And all this is going to do, it's a very light colour, but when you put it against the white, it's just going to accentuate it. So we're just going to do the rest of those edges like that. And then let's stick this card together. So these pieces here, it's telling me that these are going to go over the edges. So you can just decide where they're going to go. So we're going to pop them there, and I'm going to cut these in place. What I could have done is cut these before I layered this off if you wanted it neater, but I want them to go to the edges of mine. So all I'm going to do is literally, we're going to take our tape, go around the sides, and I'm going to stick this. I'm not worried that I'm sticking all of it because we're going to cut that piece off. So decide where you want that. Just all you've got to do with this one is make sure that when you're putting it down, you've got a similar amount around the edges.
Okay.
So can you see I've got sort of similar to each side. Just makes it a little bit more even. So rub that one down, and then we're going to do the same with this one. So literally just going round, making sure that's all covered. And then we're going to do a similar thing here. So I want it about there. Just take it to the side like so. Give that one a rub down. And then we can go in with our scissors and just trim that down. And that's going to give us a really neat line. And then the same at the side. So that's 2. And then we're going to go, in fact, do this, oh no, we'll do that way. So just so I'm butting that up against the edge. And then the same with that one. And then that gives us our 2 designs at the side, so nice and easy. So even though this is an easy design, it's still given us lots of variations of what we can do in our card making that we can then take through to another design. So we've got our topper and we've got these ones to place on, and all I'm going to do is use some foam pads to pop on there. So we can just make this extra dimensional.
Like you say, when you're, you know, perhaps you're, a seasoned crafter, but having something like this, sometimes we all get that time where we just don't know where to start.
Yeah.
We just get like a mental block, and these act as a push to remind you what you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're just going to place this one right in the centre there, like so, and then pop on our little sentiment. And that just gives us our basic card, but it's teaching us along the way of how to do our makes. And if I just bring this one in, so exactly the same card, but look how different they look.
Yeah.
It's given us those variations, and you've got all those different stamps that you can be using in there as well. So
that's fantastic.
Just a great one to have, aren't they?
Yeah, really like that. Oh, I love it. Lots of people are messaging to say, hello, but lots of people are saying how much they like your glasses, Debbie. Caroline says, Debbie suits her glasses. Susie says she agrees, you look adorable. And
Susie always says that. She's such a sweetheart. She always tells me I look adorable in my glasses.
You do?
And it's not, it's just, and I've said it many times, I'm not vain at all about glasses. It's just that I just can't, I'm just not used to them being on my face. That's all it is. And I find it really hard. And at the beginning of the show, and Nicola will tell you, I just said, I'm just going to put my glasses on and just leave them on.
Well, I really need to wear mine, but I put false eyelashes on today and they're too long.
Oh,
so
okay.
they're hitting my glasses. So I'm going to have to get rid of one. See how my eyesight goes for the rest of the day. I might have to pull my eyelashes on. And Diane says she loves your nails. Your nails are looking
they're coming
really
off tomorrow.
Oh, are they?
Yes, they were my New Year nails that I've still got on, my glittery nails. So any suggestions of what colour I should go for next? Because I'm having them done tomorrow. So and I really don't know what to go for.
Maybe something spring-like. I know we're not in
well,
spring.
I know we're not in spring, so I did think that. Should I go for spring or Nicola's saying blue? I was quite fancying like a dark green.
I think what you should do is close your eyes and just go to the ink pads, and just whichever one you touch is the colour you should go for.
Because I would then just change my mind.
Oh.
Yeah, I do it all the time. When my nails are being done, I'm looking at all the colours, and I've changed my mind about 10 times by the time I get round to doing them.
Oh.
I'm not very good with picking a colour. And then I just go, let's go red again, because I always have red nails. So they'll probably be red.
They'll probably be red. No, but that's all right. Mike says, Becky, a gerbil milliner, I am dying. Yes, he is a gerbil milliner, my friend. Thea says, hoi hoi everyone from Netherlands. Caroline says, Craig did a fabulous tutorial live on Thursday night with this collection.
Yes,
and showed
he
you
did.
how you can alter the recipe cards to suit different collections, such as the Sarah Signature and the Bella Luna. So do look at that back up. And obviously, he's going to be here tomorrow as well. Michelle says, I love the butterfly embossing folder. And Stephen says, would you put glue on the foam pads that you were using just then?
You can do. I never put glue on mine. I tell you what glue is really good for, Stephen, and you are right in that, is that if you don't want to stick it down straight away, so especially if you're a beginner crafter and you're a bit worried that you're not getting something straight, put a bit of glue on, especially our all-purpose glue, because it stays wetter for longer, and it means that when you stick it down, it's not going to stick straight away. You can move it about a bit.
Right.
So yeah, glue is always a good, and it's also good if you want to keep the longevity of it. Foam pads, air's going to get to them, eventually might fall off. So if you've got something that's going to be out a long time, glue's always good for an extra bit of adhesion.
That's good to know. We've got a couple more photos, I think, some people have sent in. Let's have a look. Looking forward to see these. Are they going to make me laugh?
Oh, it's like my dog.
That's Luna. With a little
look at his
scarf. Oh, that's so cute. She likes a neck warmer.
I
Claudine.
bet, yeah. It must be quite comforting, a neck warmer.
yeah,
I mean,
that's so
some dogs, when you first put something on, they move about a bit, but once they get used to it, I think they love it.
I like putting socks on my dog.
Oh,
because
that's
I think
funny.
it's the funniest
they
thing
lift
watching
their
them
legs,
walk.
don't they?
They walk like Bella Hadid on the catwalk, you know, when she's just lifting up her legs at that.
Oh,
they call it a
Luna
horse
is
walk.
beautiful.
That is gorgeous. Next one we've got is another picture of Luna. Oh, look at that Christmas jumper. That is
very
so cute.
Yeah,
oh,
she
I
does
like that.
look very cosy in that one.
They are. Next one is Rocco.
Oh, look at Rocco.
Oh, he looks so cosy. So at the moment, everything's quite sensible, clothing-wise. Nobody's dressed their
I have
animal up
never
as something.
seen a cat.
Well, we're just going to see a cat dressed up and looking happy. This is Millie looking very happy in that jumper.
Oh, she does look really happy in that.
Yeah,
It's almost like, oh, this is lovely.
looks
Why
nice,
haven't you
I
done
like
this
that.
before?
There was actually a video that I saw of a lady who got a jumper for Christmas and she put it on and she was like, it just doesn't work. And her husband's, it's like short at the back, had like a truck on the front. And the arms didn't work, and she was just like, I don't get this jumper. I'm not sure. And then she discovered a little hole just here, and realised he'd bought her a dog jumper. I do hope, and it wasn't even a joke. It was something that he did legitimately. I mean, maybe he was in a pet shop and thought, oh, that'll suit my wife. Huh, who knows? Crazy. But do check that video out if you happen to see it on TikTok. Right, we're going to go for a quick break. We'll give you the opportunity to do a little bit of shopping in this break and grab a cup of tea, and we will see you in a couple of moments.
My name's Michelle and I am the newest craft expert. My crafting journey began just after I had my daughter Alice, so she's 14 now. Long story short, I suffered with postnatal depression. My husband sort of noticed, took me to the doctors, and of all things, the doctor suggested colouring. Said it's so mindful, really helps. So anyway, my husband had noticed that I discovered the craft channels. Went out one day, came home with an amazing little craft kit for me, and that is where my addiction began. But one of my main inspirations is actually going onto our pages on Facebook, Instagram, and seeing what everyone else is making with the same stuff that we're making. As cheesy as it's going to sound, Debbie Robinson, Debbie Fisher, those are two of the main people that I watched a lot of. They are all so inspirational. Okay, so I absolutely love everyone that I work with. I don't have a lot of juicy gossip that I can share, but I will say Debbie Robinson is exactly what you see on screen. She is a laugh a minute. She is exactly what you see. So, you know, you think, oh, did I put it on for the camera? They don't. Debbie Robinson is definitely Debbie Robinson. And I love her, and she really does say all the time, what am I like? So other than crafting, I just love being at home with my family. I know that sounds cheesy, but my husband is the most amazing support for me. My kids are fantastically weird, odd, crazy, but perfect. But at the minute, I'm very focused on my health, so I'm exercising a lot. So I would say, other than craft, which takes up 23.5 hours a day, that my health and lifestyle, I think you would say. So I've had a few cards published in a couple of magazines as designer for the day. So that was sort of a really big deal for me. I loved it. And then I got accepted onto the Crafters Companion design team. Oh my God, the whole world could hear me scream with excitement. And then I got the call to come up and try out for this job. It is by far the most amazing, exciting thing I have ever done. And it's been life-changing.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Diane says that was a clever yet simple card you made. Thank you very much for that. And Jennifer Joseph said, I'm sorry I'm late to the party. Yesterday was my birthday and we're celebrating today. Happy birthday!
You share your day with Elizabeth yesterday. Elizabeth's birthday was yesterday as well.
What
so
kind of cake are
happy
you having?
birthday.
That's the most important question.
Yes. I'm doing cake next.
You're going to do cake next?
Yes.
What,
In the
cake for us
next
to
demo.
eat?
No, no, I'm colouring a cake.
Can't eat that, can I? Well, I could do, but I don't think it'd be very tasty. All Things Wonderful says, I love watching the lovely pets dressed up in their outfits. It's really cheered me up. There's something very sweet about seeing an animal in an outfit.
There is, yeah.
Please keep sending them in. I mean, the gerbil in the Chanel outfit, I mean, I'd like that little Chanel hat, but it would only be about that big on my head. Susie says it's her birthday on Friday.
I know it's Susie's birthday on Friday.
Do you? Why
I
do you
don't
know
know how I know that, but I know it's Susie's birthday. I've got it in my calendar.
Oh.
I think we were doing like what's coming up on the shows.
Yeah.
And I think we were doing like, I think it's also National Handwriting Day.
Oh.
Yes, so they were saying about what you write in cards, and then it come up that it was Susie's birthday. So yeah.
What's your handwriting like? Is it neat?
Yeah,
course it
well,
is.
I think I've got quite neat handwriting, but I can't write joined up. I've never been able to join my handwriting. So my mum had the neatest, amazing handwriting. Like everything was the same size, and she wrote like scripted. And it was, she just had the neatest, beautiful handwriting, and I could never do it. I could never write hand. I just can't do it. So I've got neat writing, but it's just each letter.
My husband's handwriting is so bad that he once wrote a note for Luca because he was late for school, my son, and the teacher pulled him to one side and he was like, Luca, mate, come on, did you write this? And he went, no, honestly, you can phone my dad. His handwriting is so bad that my husband looks at something and he goes, no, I don't know what it says. It's that
That's
bad.
like doctor's handwriting,
It's like a drunk
isn't it?
spider's walked into some ink and there's just moving around the piece of paper. So it's always nice if you've got good handwriting, I think.
Absolutely.
Right, we're going to get going with another demo?
We certainly are, yes, and I'm going to use, I wrote it down, let's use number 10. I thought it would be really nice to use the different elements that we've got in there. So let's take out number 8, there we go, number 10, this one here, because it's got cake. But I also love the idea of having these embossed triangles, and it just so happens that we've given you a triangular die in there as well. So let's take that one out. So there we go. Yes, as James says, it's a very helpful die. I love a bit. Oh, sorry, Nicola, you sounded like James. So it's because James is so quiet. James, bless him, he's not very well. He's got a bad throat. He's doing well, he's doing well. So we've got a triangular die, and again, it's telling me everything that we've got on here. Now, what I love about this, each layout, can you see it gives us this pattern at the side? So you've got your layout die. It means that you've got everything, your layout pattern, and then it tells you step by step what you're doing. So let's first of all take our card. So I've done this one pretty much to how it says, apart from we've changed a few of the colours up, only because I had some offcuts. So we've got our main card. I mean, how pretty is that?
Gorgeous.
It's really lovely, isn't it? And the only thing I would say that is added in here that's not in your box is some black cardstock.
Right.
Quite a lot of them are edged with black cardstock. So, and you know you can get our black cardstock. It's always in stock and it's on the website. That's our matte black and it's brilliant cardstock. It gives you a good rigidity as well. So it's telling me to get my card stock to make my card. So it's telling me that and how much it measures. Tells me to mat and layer my pattern, how much that is and what my measurements are for my black card. And then that tells me that I can place that in line onto my card. So let's do that to start off with.
That patterned paper is very reminiscent of, is it the Ditzy floral? You know, we had two, didn't we?
Sorry,
pads
say
came
that
out.
again. What?
That fabric, that
Oh,
paper.
the fabric. Was it
It's
the Ditzy floral?
Yeah, very similar to that, isn't it?
It was very similar, yes. I wonder if they get a lot of their print designs from materials sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, lots of people have messaged and said, could you ask Leanne to start doing, you know, this particular paper pad as fabric, and vice versa, because sometimes you do, you know, like,
Yeah.
I know the grey and the purple floral fabric that we had some of the bags made out of, like the tote bags and the storage bags. Lots of people have asked for that fabric in length so they can use it for their projects. And actually it would be quite a nice paper pad as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, now I've already circle cut this out, and what you can see on here, it's giving you a piece of how you would do your actual topper, which means when you're stamping it out and then die cutting it out with your circle die that's inside the pack, you need to leave some space because you need that straight edge. So if I was to put that in the middle, it wouldn't allow me a lot to cut off there. So make sure when you're following these, it will tell you exactly how to do, and it will tell you to stamp your cake to the inner circle. So let's just give this one a colour in. There it is right in front of me. Let me just grab my scrap piece of card, pop that on there. I've already done my berries. We're going to do a nice chocolate cake. So this one will be for you, Susie. So for you, actually, whose birthday is it today? We'll do
It is Jennifer. Oh no, it was Jennifer's yesterday, so she's celebrating today.
Yes.
It's Dolly Parton's birthday on Friday.
Who, sorry?
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton. How old is Dolly Parton?
I don't know, but she looks good.
You know what? I mean, that's the same. Have you been watching the Fool Me Once?
No, I haven't.
So it's
it good?
It's very good.
Okay.
Very good, yeah. It's based on the books, Harlan Coben, is it? And it's very good. But Joanna Lumley's in it.
Oh yeah.
And I was looking at her and thinking, gosh, she's so good for her age, but I didn't actually know how old she was. So I Googled it and she's 77.
Wow.
So Dolly Parton's 7, same as Joanna Lumley. And they're still, like, she's still acting, Dolly Parton's still singing. And it's like, wow. I mean, if only we could be that good at that age. Going to be, they are so good.
I feel tired now, and I've got quite a few years to go till I get to 77. It's Leanne's birthday tomorrow.
Yes, so Leanne is, she'll be the same age as me.
Oh.
She might not like me out in her age, so I won't say it, although most people know
21 again.
Oh, 20, of course, yeah. So there's 6 months between me and Leanne.
Oh. I do have to share this little story, because Laurie says, good morning, I have a brand new kitten. I'm not sure she'll want to be dressed up. My husband got me... I got it for me for Christmas, and we adopted it this week from our shelter. We named her Oreo Little Poo No-No.
Oreo Little Poo No-No.
I love names of animals, because I think it's really funny when you've got a really obscure name for when you go to the vet and they call them out by their own, the dog name. I think that's brilliant. I love that. I really want a kitten. Wendy says that paper is really pretty. It's very nice, that little floral.
Yeah, it's
paper
really
you've got
lovely.
there.
And what I love about our pens is that there's a colour for every, a colour that will match every colours that you've got in them. So I'm just using the tri-blend, but you've also got your classics. I'll be going through them later on. So yeah, just amazing. So we're just putting in our fill in now. And they don't take long to colour in, that's the good thing. If you just want to lay down one colour, you can. If you want to get that depth, you've got that as well. But I do love cake. It's something I've really missed.
What is your favourite cake?
Well, I've been cutting out sugar, so I haven't been eating cake at all. And I don't know if they do a sugarless cake, but...
You can, yeah, I used to make sugarless cakes and use a...
Does it taste like the dust that the biscuits do?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's definitely, I don't think you can compare them. Quite often I'd have people ordering sort of no dairy-free, sugar-free cakes, and I just sort of think, oh, just have a orange instead. I think you can cut down on the sugar in cake. It doesn't have to be as much sugar as you do have it in there, but I just sort of think, oh, it never tastes quite as good as it should do. Obviously, my cakes taste amazing, obviously. But yeah, not quite the same. Something cooked in butter with loads of sugar tastes so delicious, doesn't it?
Favourite cake though, I would definitely say a lemon drizzle.
Oh, really?
I love a lemon drizzle cake. I also love a coffee and walnut cake. I like any cake, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I love a really nice fresh cream Victoria sponge.
Yep.
So yeah, like lots of cake.
There's a man that came into my corner shop the other day, and he said to the guy behind the desk, "Have you got any yoghurt?" And the man said, "There's some yoghurt over there." So he went over to where the yoghurt was and picked up 4 bottles or 4 containers of double cream, and took them over. And the guy was like, "This is double cream?" He goes, "Yes." And he was like, "Okay, I thought you wanted yogurt." And he went, "Well, this will do." And then he said, "Have you got any cream cakes?" I mean, anyone that lives in the UK and knows what I mean by a corner shop, have you ever seen them selling cream cakes? And it was very sort of, and I'm just thinking, you don't need any more cream cakes. You've got about 7 pints of double cream in your hand instead of yogurt. So I don't know what he was planning on making and who he was cooking for, but...
I remember, and I have told this story, so apologies if you've heard it, but when my dad had us all over once for dinner, and he had cream, I'm trying to think what we had with it now. I can't even remember what we had, but we had cream with whatever the dessert was, and we were sitting there eating it, and we was all sort of thinking, this cream tastes a bit strange. And then my daughter said, "Granddad, what's this cream? It's got a bit of a coconut taste." And he said, "It's just double cream, whipping cream." He said, "It's whipping cream." And she said, "Well, it's got a bit of a funny taste." And then she went and looked, and it was actually vegan cream he
Made
bought.
out of coconut milk. Ah.
And it was a little bit like, but it wasn't very nice.
Ah.
Sorry to vegans out there, but
I think if you're not expecting it, it's like, if you go and grab what you think is a glass of lemonade and it's not, it's a glass of water, it just doesn't, your brain's got your mouth ready for a particular taste, hasn't it? And it's just very disappointing.
yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. I think it's like if you get used to something, especially because, I mean, we have a lot of things in that are quite vegan, are vegan, because Al's daughter Lara's vegan. And things that she'll then suddenly say, "Oh, this is vegan." Like I've been having Flora butter for years, or margarine, and that's vegan. And I never knew that. I only had it because I thought it was healthier than having normal butter, and it tastes lovely. And I've had that for years, but I would never have known that was vegan. But I've had a vegan chocolate cake, and that wasn't very nice.
Yeah, it's not something that I think I'd want. I like, my daughter sometimes has these coconut chocolate desserts, and they're vegan, and they're quite nice, but I like coconut. So I enjoy eating those, not because they're vegan, because I quite like the taste. But otherwise, I wouldn't really be that bothered.
So what I am going to do, now this is telling me to trim this piece off, but when I looked at the picture hasn't got both ends. So actually we can take these both together or stick these both together and then cut them. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're just going to, I'm not even going to go much over that side because I know that we only want to cut this side off. So we're just going to stick that into the centre. Like so, and then we're just going to come down and take that off. So just make sure your cake's straight really, and then take that to the edge. Once I know that my cake's fairly straight, we can then just cut through both of those, and that gives us that piece there, which looks then just like it does on our cake stand there. So that's how you would get your differences. And each card, even though these are quite simple designs, each one offers us that little bit of difference in our card making. So we've got our edge piece here, which we'll then put over to here. So all I've done with this one is I've just changed my the peach around the edges here, and I've just put green. And then on your strips of cards, so all you're going to do is literally take your triangle, and you're just going to cut out multiple triangles. Once you've cut them out, I thought I had some spare ones, so actually let's cut one out and show them. In fact, I'm going to bring my Gemini Mini over. Be much easier. So if you've got a Gemini Mini, these are going to be great because you'll cut these out in no time at all. So, and in fact, I think you could probably cut a couple out at a time. Actually, I'm not going to cut through that piece. I've just realised that's my underside bit for my sentiment that we've got there. So you can see on the actual design. Oh yeah. So we're just going to pop that there, but I'm going to fold that in half because I'm pretty sure we can cut a couple out at a time. I mean, that's quite good cardstock, but we have got the Gemini Mini. It's quite powerful. So you can always put it in once and then bring it back. That gives a double cut, and then that's cut through beautifully. So you've got your two pieces straight away. So you'll cut lots in no time at all if you use your Gemini Mini. So let's pop that to the side, and then what we're going to do, it's telling me to bring in my embossing folder to actually do these bits here. So it tells you here, this one it's tend to ink the design and then emboss the design. So let's bring in our embossing folder. So this time it's used that floral one. So all you're going to do is take your triangles once you've got a few of them, and it's up to you where you place them. You can literally, I'm just checking, that's the design, it's that way. So we're just going to place them, it doesn't really matter, but you can sort of place them where you've got a flower design, and then all you're going to do is run those through. Oh, I've just, oops, whoops. Let's pop that one on there.
That's the 3D embossing folder, is it, that one?
It's the 2D embossing, 2D embossing folder. I should have known that as it was going through because I put it through as a 2D embossing folder. So just top and bottom plates, it's just got my small amounts in there, so I've not worried about doing any others. And you can see then it's embossed those beautifully. Now once you've done that, it then tells me, so let's just take those out, place that back. Let's pop that on there. And then it will tell me then to cut a strip out. So it's a 3/4 of an inch by 8 inches, and that just tells me to cut a strip. So that's my strip here. And then we're just going to adhere this to the backs of this strip. So what you're going to do is literally use a piece of red liner tape. Let me just grab myself a pokey tool. And then as you go down, so this keeps them not only in line, but it also means that as you're putting them down, you know exactly where they're going to go. So you're going to take this one, place that just on that edge, like so, and you're just going to keep doing that with all your pieces going down, like that. And then that way, once you've filled it in, that gives you that extra piece. So I've got my bit here that I've done, and then all I've done is, because I wanted to bring that green in with the peach in the background, I've just put another strip down. So don't be frightened to add extra bits in. So that way, that's going to then really tie in with my peaches. My greens are going to tie in with my greens in the background, and then I've got my little topper as well to pop on there. So let's put that down. So we're just going to literally use that strip to go down those edges. That's going to then just make sure that stays into place. So we're going to pop that right on the edge, like so. And all I'm making sure is that I have that little black showing through on the side. So that feels like it's part of my whole design. So pop that like that. And then we're going to put that into place. And then just to finish it off, all we've got is our Sweet Wishes. I'm going to put that one into place as well. So that will just go on top. And then we're going to put those ones into place. So again, nice and easy, a little bit of colouring, using that embossing, creating a card in a different way to what you would normally create them with. So let's take that out. That tells me it's going to place that around about there. And then we're just going to put this one into place. And the only thing that, just personally, that I thought was missing, and because they were in the box, was a bow. So I'm going to literally pop that right onto the edge, like so, which is going to fit beautifully. We've got that beautiful ribbon in there. I just thought I'd tie a little bow there. Lovely. And then we would use our glue to place that on. So don't be frightened to add your little bit of interest. These are just guidelines, but I'm just going to literally pop that on there, and I quite like that, just having that little bit extra. And there we go. That gives us another one of our cards out of our book, just like that one.
Perfect. Oh, I love that. Looks really, really good. Looks good enough to eat, that cake. That looks really good. Christine says, good morning from a sunny Altoona, Pennsylvania. Today I turn 80. Happy birthday and congratulations. She says she's not letting the number bother me. I'm continuing to craft on. Actually, I've got a number of thank you cards to do. Well, have a lovely birthday. I do hope you are having a fantastic day, and I want to know what your cake's like. Because it's always, for me, it's always about the cake. I'm going to go through the boards so you can see exactly what you're going to be getting in this layout collection. This first one is the 2D embossing folder with those butterflies in it. So you have a whole mixture of embossing folders, basically everything, all the bits and pieces you would want to use in your your crafting journey. This one here is your 2D embossing folder you've just seen Debbie using with those flowers in there. You can see how that looks. It looks really, really pretty. We've then got some stamps. This collection of stamps, there's so many different aspects of this. You've got cakes, you've got teapots, butterflies, and the nice big stamps. They're going to give you the good opportunity to do some colouring, and you too can make them look like this. I just think they work for all sorts of different occasions. Very pretty, very, very usable. Next one here is a selection of sentiments. Again, really pretty script and nice, very sort of large fonts that you've got in there, as well as some tiny ones. So you've got a real mixture there. This next one is a 3D embossing folder where you've got that beautiful kind of trellis work in the background with the vase of flowers in the foreground. Then we're going to go on to some of the embellishments. So we've got a selection of ribbons, 3 different colours and 3 different sizes. These are all double-edged satin ribbons as well, so they work really well together. And of course, it wouldn't be the right collection without a few sparkles, a few gems. Again, in 3 different colours and in 3 different sizes in there, making them very, very usable. Now we're going into all of the metalwork you get in here, all the different dies, and there are so many in here. These ones with all those little shapes, like that triangle that we've just seen Debbie using to make some bunting, but other little hearts and stars and flowers. Then we're moving into this one, which is nesting circle dies. So you've got a whole load of different ones, some with a straight edge, some with that scalloped scalloped edge. Again, really useful. You will find that you're using these again and again. We're moving through to square dies here. So we've got, again, straight edge dies as well as scalloped edge. More of the same, almost kind of postage stamp kind of images that we've got down here. This one is more of like an angular oval is what I would call it. Angular, you see what I mean? It's an angular oval. It's almost like a 1920s vintage mirror that you're looking at there. Then we've got this one, which works with your pennants. Again, you know, your mats and layers that you've got in here. I mean, these dies just go on and on. There's so many here. These ones with your little tags. This one is particularly pretty. You've got lots of different shapes in here. You've got all of these kind of scalloped edges as well as smooth round edges as well. I just think these are things that you're going to be using in every single one of your makes. These beautiful ovals, again, we've got those scalloped edges as well as just a smooth edge, and some circles as well, working in the same sort of way. And then finally, we have got these edges, great for making all sorts of different sort of shapes on here, and making them really usable. This one particularly, almost like it's sort of trimmed grass here. Of course, you're going to be getting the binder, you'll be getting all those recipe cards, and you'll be getting the paper and the cardstock as well. And it makes it a really well worth purchase, whether you are a brand new crafter or whether you've just, you know, you've been crafting for a while. The wealth of use you're going to get out of those dies on its own makes it a really well worth popping into your basket when it launches tomorrow. So you haven't got long to wait. And do we think it goes live around about midnight tonight, or is it first in the morning? Well, or when we get in the morning. So by the time this time tomorrow, it'll be in your basket. So not too long to wait. A couple of other people are saying hello and looking forward to this collection releasing. Christine Mahoney says, good morning, everyone. I can't wait for this collection. Wendy says, I'm inspired to go and make some cards now. And Melanie says, I'm enjoying the show, as I always do, and I love all the demos. Have we got more demos to do?
Got loads more.
Oh, excellent. And we've got some more pictures. Can we do the pictures first? Oh, look at this.
Oh, they've got socks on.
Ralph and Rosie.
Oh my goodness, they're so cute.
Are they in tweed? I'm going to have to get a little bit closer to have a look. They look like they're little tweed jackets, don't they? Little corduroy. Oh, that is so cute.
They look amazing. I love the names, Ralph and Rosie.
I like the shoes. I want shoes like that.
Little boots.
Oh, that's lovely. Ralph and Rosie. Next one we've got is
Nula. Oh, look at Nula. That's amazing.
That's James's dog, Nula. She's so
James. Oh, James. Oh, James.
James, was she happy to be dressed up? No, she wasn't. Yeah, her face really says it all. I'm just humouring my human here. That is really cute. Do keep them coming in. It makes you laugh, doesn't it, seeing the animals that are being dressed up. And I want to see some outlandish outfits.
It's the videos you see where they're walking, but they look like a little person, don't they? Because the feet, the legs are like the human's legs.
Yeah,
are
that's
very
really
funny.
cute. Brilliant. We're going to do another demo now.
Sounds good. Yes, definitely. I picked my card. I thought we'd go for number 28. I'm going to stick with the cake theme, the celebrate theme. But what I thought I'd show is how we can use these recipe cards, but we can make them a variation of what the card is. So I'm pretty much sticking to this layout, because what this layout collection is all about is having the ideas to give you these layouts. That doesn't mean this is exactly what you have to make. This is just to inspire you.
Yep.
So I'm using this layout, but I'm using some of the dies in a different way. So what we are going to do, I've got some next to me. I thought I would use the deckled edge die, so we'd use that for our middle die. Then I thought, right, we need a bigger die for this section, and then the smaller die for this section. And then I've also still got that leaf die to use as well. So I thought I'd do that a little bit different. So let's cut these out to start with, because what I would definitely recommend is that you cut them out and then you sort of work out where you want to position everything, because the positioning could be different. So what I mean by that is, if you look at this, you've got the dragonfly. If you stamp that dragonfly in the middle, it's going to be hidden under here. So you want to make sure when you're stamping out and doing things that you want to have them where they're going to be seen if you're going to be hiding them. So just going to cut these ones out. So we've got each of those. So literally pop them onto your platform, run them through your machine and just have those cut out. So I would cut them out first and then I would do your stamping. That way then you know exactly where you're going to be stamping them onto. So let's bring in those three. So we've got our 3 die cuts. And you can also, I mean, you can cut these out of your pattern cardstock. They're just going to look amazing, whatever you have. I love the fact that we've got all these different dies in them. So let's pop that to the side. And then, in fact, I'll use that in a second. But what I want to do is position these. So we want to make sure, I'm going to use, let's bring these in. We'll stick with our cakes, I think. So let's use that cupcake and we'll have a present. As it's lots of birthdays this weekend, we'll have those too. And then also I want to do a sentiment as well. So let's have that sweet friend. So take that one out. And I love the fact everything's together, Becky, so you've got everything at hand for when you need it. So I've got my one here. So I want this one to be my base one with my cake on it. So I want to position that on this side, because by putting it this side, it means when I then use this one, I can come in and put that over the top and I know my cake is going to be seen. On this one here, I want to position it with my sentiment. So I'm going to, instead of embossing like this one does, I want to have my sentiment on the top there.
Okay.
So we're going to put our sentiment inside. And then this one is going on top. So I'm keeping to this same platform. So we've got the one behind, the one in the middle, and then the one on top of that. So I'm going to pop these as I would sort of want to layer them up. So that's probably going to come a bit lower. That one's going to go a bit higher there, or there. So I want to make sure when I'm stamping these, my stamp is in the right place. And then my cupcake, my present, I'm just going to do on the front of this one. So that's how my layout's going to go. So then once I've got them in place, I can just move those to wherever I want them on my board. Literally put those down. And then we can go in and stamp those out. So you just pick up your stamps, stamp them out, and then you will have, and I've already done mine, so if I just pop that to the side, I've got my 3 stamps here. So you can see what I've done, exactly the same as what we have on there. So I know this way we can go over the top with this one, we can come to the side with this one, and then I just need to cut out a couple of my leaves, which we will do in a little while. And that gives me the front of my card, but just a different variation of how you would do that. So that's how you would sort of get your layout. And again, it's self-explanatory. Your card will tell you all your panels that you put down, tell you to cut your strip, tell you how to place them on your card. So everything's there for you. So let's bring in that piece of card and let's just do a little bit of colouring because I do have them already coloured. So we're literally just going, again, I just want the highlight in the middle of the lightest colour. So I'm very quickly colouring in the lightest one. And then we're just going to go in and flick up into that section. And that is all I'm doing, is just making sure that we preserve the highlight, but just flick into that one. So you can do these quite quickly. Then I'm going to come in with the darkest one and literally just smaller sort of motion coming up, but that's going to give me my shading. And it's going to really draw your eye into that centre and create your depth and dimension that you would expect with your alcohol pens. So you're just going to continue round, and then I'm going to turn that round and we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So go back in with your lighter, your mid colour, just coming down. So still keeping that highlighted area.
I missed what colour that was.
This one is lavender blend.
Lovely.
And I chose the lavender because I'll show you my papers in a sec, but they're sort of a orangey sort of colour with purples in them.
Okay.
So again, just a small amount with your, let me bring that over so you can see that a little bit better.
There's lots of birthdays at the moment. Carol says it's her birthday on Wednesday.
Amazing.
And she's saying this would make a good present. I'm hoping that you've now got whoever might be buying you a present in to watch the show, and so I can say that would make a really great present for Carol. That's Carol
love that.
Taylor. If you don't know what to get, Carol would like this. And it's released tomorrow. So just helping you that little way.
The website's Crafter's Companion. And then all we're going to do is come in, and these are so easy, just round the edges. I'm just leaving that highlighted area. And I mean, I'm doing this really quick. You'll take your time a little bit more, but actually they colour in very quickly. And I'm just going to come in with a darker one. Oh, so darker. I thought that didn't look very dark. Darker, just round the edges. And then we're just going to come in then with our gold yellow blend. And I thought we would do our nice bright bow on there. So yellows and purples go nice together.
Nice, yeah.
And then just
I love a nicely decorated gift. You know.
Oh, me too.
Jane Asher, you remember who used to actress?
Wasn't she cakes?
She did do cakes,
Yes.
yeah. And I bought a book that she did, and she always says, you know, a lovely, wrapped gift is somewhere. Well, obviously it's important what's inside as well, but if you get a really lovely gift and it's just, wrapped up in a bit of, I don't know, tin foil, it never feels quite as special as someone that spends a bit of time wrapping up a present and making it look beautiful. Obviously, I'd like both, beautifully wrapped present and with something shiny inside. Or chocolate.
Yeah, I love a beautifully wrapped present. So that's all you're going to do. So you're going to colour them in, colour your cupcake in a similar one. So if I bring that one in as well, so you can see we've got our cupcake coloured similar as well. So we've got our 3 toppers. Let's pop that one to the side. And let's bring in our card. Oh, in fact, let's cut this one out as well. So where did I just put my...
You threw that on the floor.
Yeah, I threw that on the floor. Not quite sure what I did, though. There it is, with my folder. So I'm going to place that. So we need 2 of our leaves, or as many as you want, actually. You don't have to just go by what's on there. We're going to pop that through, and then just for quickness, send that back. Pop that over the other side, and then I won't drop that again. So that gives us our 2 leaves. So these are going to be really useful.
They're the kind of thing that the kind of dies that you'd have on your desk all the time, aren't they? Just that little
Absolutely, yeah, exactly that. And then we've got our all our bits here. So it tells me to layer. So again, I've gone with my colour combination here. So I picked my papers first, then I went with what I thought would look nice on them. So I'm going to put my lilac on the bottom, and then it tells me to mat and layer my patterned papers with black cardstock. So we're going to pop that. It's just going to make that really pop. And let's put these into place. So again, just using my tape pen. You can use your whatever glue of your choice.
Terry Anderson says, Debbie, I watched For Me once, and I liked it so much I watched it again with my husband. He doesn't usually like what I watch, but he was absolutely loving it.
It was amazing.
And worth watching.
It's very worth watching, yeah. And well, I won't tell you anything, but yeah, it was very, very good. I really enjoyed it. In fact, we binge watched it. There's, I think, 8 episodes.
Yeah.
But we pretty much watched it over 3 days. So
worth downloading for my train journey home tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You'll love it. You'll love it. It's really, really good. Michelle Keegan's very good in it.
Yeah, I like her.
And it keeps you guessing all the way through. So there's like, it's really good that you think, oh, is it them? Is it them? Oh, no, it might be them. And I think that's a sign of a very good writer, isn't it?
I completely agree. When we got home last night, we put the TV on and we were talking, and there was the trashiest film I've ever seen. We didn't know what it was. In fact, part of the way through the conversation, we were like, what is this we've got on the television? And we'd forgotten that Ant and Dec were on the other side.
I know. Couldn't believe we forgot the boys.
Yeah, we forgot. And we didn't watch Gladiator on catch up either.
Oh, no, we didn't.
I went to bed very early last night.
Yeah, but Ant and Dec was good. And you went before you knew. They won £1 million.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. £1 million.
Oh.
I know.
It's an limitless win, isn't it?
Limitless
obviously-
win, so they could have gone on.
But could they not have won more than $1 million?
Yeah, they could have done, but you have so many lives, don't
Right,
you? And you have to
okay.
guess something within that amount of spaces. So there's no way you're gonna.
Is that not a game show you've been on? Because we found out yesterday that pretty much any game show that's in existence, Debbie's been on. Or been in the audience, or helped design.
No,
You haven't been on that
been
one?
in the audience there, no.
Every single time yesterday I said something about a game show. Yeah, I've been on that. Been on that.
Well, we used to go a lot to the. We used to belong to this club that used to send you emails when they needed studio audiences.
Yes.
And so we used to just go and participate in the studio audiences. Yeah. So which is good. That's where I met Stephen Mulhern. We were in the dressing room next to Lorraine's dressing room.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
was hoping to meet Lorraine, but we never met Lorraine. But we met Stephen.
Well, you're
Mulhern
supposed to be
there.
in the dressing room next to...
Yeah, it was our dressing room.
Oh, it's your dressing room, okay.
Yeah, they
So
gave us a dressing room because we were on ITV.
Stealthily, it was like, Mission Impossible. You're there going into the dressing room.
They even, like, when you get there, you have to give them your clothes. You have to take 4 different outfits, and they take them and they choose what you wear.
Right.
So, yeah, it was good. Yeah. It's quite
And
nice.
how did you find Stephen Mulhern?
Oh, I loved him. He was so lovely. Like, one of the nicest people I've met. Him and Ryland he was very funny, Ryland. I loved Ryland.
I liked him with Rick Astley at the New Year's Eve concert. That was amazing.
Well, I never watched it this year because we were out for New Year.
Oh,
this
I didn't
year.
watch it live, but I did watch it back. And
Oh,
he was just
okay.
amazing. The two of them were... I like a bit of Rick Astley. Although I only know one song. But they did a lot of covers, and they were excellent, very, very good. So if any of you watching are going to go on a game show, maybe you've been on a game show, but if you want any advice about how to go on a game show and what to do, Debbie is the guru. Not just a craft expert, she's a game show expert too.
Well, I've only been on one game show, and and then we was on a sort of mock game show, and then we have just been to watch them.
Yeah.
Been in the audience. So
What was your favourite?
there was one. It was quite a long time ago, and funny enough, that was Stephen Mulhern. They had to do peculiar things, like somebody headbutted. What are they called?
Watermelon?
Watermelons, to break them, and you had to do so many in a certain amount of time.
Oh, was this the
He's
same
done
one?
lots of funny things like that.
Yeah, was this the same one where they're given like a week to train, or there was one guy who had to memorise all the train stations? On a
Possibly,
particular
yeah,
line
it
or
was
something.
very obscure, but we were right at the front in that, watching that, so I really enjoyed that, but that obviously didn't
Did you
get
get it covered in
commissioned again.
watermelon?
Yes, it did get splattering out everywhere, yeah, so, yeah, quite a lot without, I forget, it's not until you start talking about them, you forget. Right, there we go, we've got another card done in that, so completely different to this one, but we've just changed it up a little bit, so we've used a different deckled edge in the middle, we put the sentiment in a different place, but the fact of these is what you're getting is this layout, and the layouts are really crucial to crafting because it just gives you a placement and the knowledge of how you can put something together and know that every single time, no matter what you put there, it's going to look fabulous.
Fantastic. I love that. I think that looks really good. The original, it looks great, and your take on it looks wonderful as well. Terry Anderson says these recipe cards would go very well with the template library. Use the ideas to decorate a speciality card. Yeah, they really do work together. Right, we're going to give you the opportunity to grab a quick drink, make yourself a coffee, and we will see you in a couple of moments.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
Hi, I'm Ben from Crafters TV. As you may know, we've just launched an amazing new website, our new home of papercraft to house all of your crafty needs. And as we've had a bit of a makeover, I'm here today to show you how to check out Crafters TV on our sparkling new website, including how to watch live, catch up with previous shows, and how to view the latest schedules. So, let's get started. First, go to the Crafters Companion homepage. Select the correct location at the top of the page. Click the Crafters TV icon on the top right-hand side of your screen. To watch the show live on the website, click the Watch Now button in the middle of your screen. You'll be taken to the relevant show page where you can watch the show, shop the show, and shop the day at your leisure. To view the Crafters TV schedule, click the View Our Schedule button in the middle of your screen. You'll be taken to the TV schedule where you can browse each date plus all of the shows that are on that day. You can then click on each show to be taken to a page where you can watch and shop the show. If you want to catch up on a previous show, hit the Catch Up button on the purple Crafters TV bar. Then you can scroll down to see all of the previous Crafters TV shows from recent days. If you're looking for something specific, you can click the Craft Expert, Craft Area, Shows and Date filters just above the list of shows. Take a moment to browse until you see the show you want to catch up on, then click onto the show. You'll then be taken to the catch-up page where you're free to watch the show and check out all of the crafty goodies on our Shop the Show and Shop the Day pages. Enjoy! Our craft experts come from all over the UK to HQ up in the northeast, and here they are telling you a little bit about where they're from and what it's famous for.
For the last nearly 30 years, just coming up for 30 years, I have lived in Nottingham, and that's where I still live, and I absolutely love it. Now, anybody that knows Nottingham knows it's famous for Robin Hood, and obviously I'm one of the descendants from Robin because we're Robin's sons. So yes, I like to think that we are a descendant of Robin Hood somewhere along, obviously my husband's line.
Well, originally I'm from West Yorkshire, but I live in Norfolk at the minute, and Norfolk is beautiful. I think it's famous for the Broads, the Norfolk Broads. It is a beautiful holiday destination, and we moved there to be nearer to my mother and father-in-law, and oh, I just don't regret it. It's the most amazing place in the world.
So I live in Yorkshire. I'm actually based in Sheffield, which is one of the cities in Yorkshire, and I'm born and bred, absolutely. And the thing that it's most famous for, which if people aren't aware, is that we're known as the Steel City. So lots of steel industry in the past, creating Sheffield steel, of course, stainless steel. Some of them are still working. There are some of the foundries still down in the city centre, but I live right on the very outskirts, and I'm very lucky that I live in a rural part of the area. It's lovely and green, countryside, little picturesque village, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Well, we've been talking in the break about game shows, so do let us know, have you ever been on a game show? What would be the game show you'd want to be on? Let us know, because obviously Debbie's been on them all. She can tell you exactly how to win each one. I don't know if you can. We have got a few more photos because it is Dress Up Your Pet Day.
Oh, that's brilliant.
This is Bailey. Oh, Bailey, you
That's
make
exactly
such a
what we
beautiful little Red Riding Hood. I love that. That is so funny. And Bailey looks so happy. I think the Golden Retrievers or a Labrador, they always look happy. They're always smiling, aren't they? Yeah, that's a lovely one. Thank you very much for sending that in, Bailey. Next one we have is...
This is George. That's very funny.
George doesn't even look bothered. George as Minnie Mouse, looking absolutely gorgeous. Thank you very much, George, for sending that in. Next one we've got is...
I love it. She's called Ariel.
Ariel, what a princess you are. Oh, that is gorgeous. I wonder how long they keep those little things on their heads before they go, run away. Beautiful, love those. Please do keep your photos coming in if you've got any pictures of dressing up your pets. Maybe you've already fashioned an outfit based on us talking about dressing up your pets. Do send that in because it's Dress Up Your Pet Day. So it will carry on throughout the rest of the day. Ariana says that was a great card that you've just made, Debbie. And Hannah Gosling-Smith says, Becky, I'm waiting to hear back from the Chase. Wow.
Oh, that's exciting.
I missed their call and they filled the slot for that day. So I'm back on the list. My brother has won the weakest link and in it to win it.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
So that's impressive.
Yeah, it's really
good.
good.
Hannah, you must let us know when you're going to be on the Chase because we'll all have to watch that.
You have to, and do you have to, because when we went on a game show, we had to go for an audition first. So you go in with lots of different other people that have been called in for that day. And then you have this big audition and then they tell you at the end that only 2 couples will be pulled back in.
Right.
So you sort of think, oh, because there's all these people and you think they're all really good. So you think you're not going to. And then when they called our names, I was like, oh, I just couldn't believe it. And I remember I was just like, blah, 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 and I didn't stop talking. And I come out of there and I thought, oh my God, I was such an idiot. But we got on.
Yeah, well, that's obviously the way to be. You know, you've got to be chatty. They don't want someone that's just going to stand in front of the camera and just freeze, do they?
Yeah,
you know?
that was more nervous. Like I was like so shocked that we had been called back. That was, and then you still have to wait before you get the phone call. So maybe, Hannah, you're at the stage where that phone call is saying that you're on.
Oh,
Yes,
exciting. Oh, I'd be on tenterhooks. Right, we've got more demos to do on
yes,
this.
definitely.
Yeah, fabulous.
We
Can
certainly
can
have.
We go do the
Yes.
next one?
I thought this time let's stick to what they're telling us to stick to. So let's just go for doing this exact card. I think this one's really pretty because I think you can do lots with the layout of this one. I love that it's again, you've got this guideline. So if you forget that card, think of all the things you've got in your stash that you can do with this sort of guideline. It could be anything. You could have some ribbon coming down with buttons on it. You could have little post-it notes with little messages on for scrapbooks. You could have photos in them. Lots of different things that you can do with them. But we're going to stick to this one here. And it tells us, again, exactly what we are doing. So if I bring in my first bits of cards that I've already cut all to shape. So it tells me to have my cardstock, which we're going to put onto our black cardstock. Tells you all your sizes as well, so don't worry about your sizes. So, and then it tells me to cut my card blank and have that ready to put on top as well. That's just my extra card for cutting out all my dies that I've got beside me. So we're going to stick these together to start with. So literally just using that tape pen, going down my edges, just to make sure we've got that all the way round. And then I normally just put a little bit in the middle. And then we're just going to pop that onto that black cardstock, which is going to give us a really nice little border all the way round. And then we're just going to place that onto our card blank. And then that straight away gives us our card. So I think half the battle sometimes with making cards is the fact that we don't know where to start. We don't know what card shape to make. We don't know the sizes. So to have all these recipes, and as our Nicola just said, that can be quite overwhelming. And I think that's exactly it. It can be definitely that. It then tells me to have a strip of card here, which you're going to stamp your sentiments out on. So I've already done that. So I've put those in and I've done that. Now, what I like about it telling us to do that first is because then we know where we're going to place everything. So I think that's a really good way of being able to do that. What you could do as well is die cut these out. So literally cut out the bits that you need. So I know that I need a white piece. So let's take these. I know my white piece is what's going going to stamp out my sentiment, my picture image. And then I need my hearts in the centre, which we're going to use on here. And then our other bits are going to be in coloured form. So we're going to take those down. I'm going to just, in fact, we'll send them all through at the same time. So let me just trim that one down. There's my scissors. So that will give me that part. And then we've also got, I've got some yellow cardstock and I've got some green, because the green is going to be my outer edge of this one and my heart as well. So let's do that.
That's a beautiful green colour, isn't
It's a
it?
really lovely green, isn't it? Yeah, really beautiful.
Like
and
your
again,
top you wore
everything.
yesterday.
Sorry?
Like the top you wore yesterday, actually.
Yes, it is a little bit like that. And then we're going to go for our little pennant here. So let's just trim that down. And you can see, I mean, I need 3. It tells me what I need, but it's telling me that I need 3 of those. So we can die cut them all at the same time. So let's pop them onto our platform. So white one, green one, and then our yellow. So I love that the fact that it's given us a list, it's given us a way forward to get all those bits together before we even start putting our card together. So let's run those through. I'm just being extra careful because I haven't taped any of those down. And the reason I want to, before I stick this down, I just want to make sure that I've got all the right shapes. What I mean by that, I know I've got the right shapes, I want to make sure I've got the right sizes, because we have different die sizes. So by doing it this way, you can just make sure that you've got everything you need for the placement of your card. So we've got our extra bits there. We've then got... Did that just disappear? Oh, look, it's stuck to the inside of my plate, and it just disappeared between my eyes. So we know this is going to go at the bottom here, and then we know that my design is going to be on top here. So place that on there. That's going to go in my middle. So if I bring that down so you can see it as well. There we go, we can see all that. I know that's going to go in the centre of my card, so that's going to be like so. We've then got our extra pieces here, which are going to come down. We've got then our hearts. So I've got my white heart there and my green heart. So let's bring that one in like so. So these are going to come down. You'll see on there here, it's telling me where to place them. So these will go on the inside. So I love that. It's giving us a really pretty look. That's going to come down onto this side, and then we're going to have one on the other side as well. So we've got that one just here.
Sandra Lane asks, what type of white card are you using?
I'm just using our normal white cardstock.
Okay.
So,
and what ink did you use for the sentiment?
for the sentiment, I just used our Vanessa. I've got it right in front of me here. Oh, this one's flagstone, so it's a flagstone.
Okay.
You can see it's slightly grey. It's the flagstone. I just used a waterproof. Sorry, not waterproof, an alcohol proof. Excuse me, because I'm going to stamp. In fact, I'm going to stamp the image. I don't think I stamped one, so let's stamp it. We haven't done any stamping actually, so let's stamp that onto there. We're going to stamp our image onto there, but I know my layout is going to go precisely as that one is. So all I'm going to do now is take my stamps, and we're going to stamp into that one. Let's move all my dies where I can see them. Take that stamp set, so onto here, and then we just want that one there. Get a lot of stamps. I mean, so many stamps that you can be using on here. So let's grab my stamping platform, and we're literally going to pop this into place. Just going to put that in the centre, and then all I want to do is to add these extra bits. I'm just making sure we've got that fully held down, because that's a new stamp, just so it doesn't bring it up. And then where's my ink pad? So just ink that down, and then stamp in the middle. And that gives us a nice crisp image. And again, it's not too overwhelming to colour in. It's got a nice amount. Just take that off because I'll forget to take that one off. It's got a nice image to colour in. So let's grab a piece of card, pop that into place, and then we can just use our pen. So I'm just using our jade green blend. And again, using the lightest colour just in the sections where I think it'll be lighter, and then I'll darker colour around the edges. I've sort of switched to my brush. The brush, you can really just tickle the surface and get a really, sort of get right into those tiny gaps. So just like so, I'm just leaving a really small piece, and then we can go in with that darker one around the edges. I don't want too much, I'm just literally what I class as sort of tickling the surface. So it just gives that illusion of some darkness to give us our shade. And I think sometimes we can be a little bit frightened of adding darker colour, but don't be frightened at all, because honestly it really does add, even with the smaller images, it really adds to that depth and dimension of your image. And then we're just going to do the same with here, and then just add that darker just in that tiny space there. Oh, I think. And if you're not too sure about colouring, just do a couple of dots. That will fill the page. So we've got our darker colour, and then let's come in with our gold yellow blend. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's do our champagne with a bit of colour as well. And actually, I think we'll do it all. I'm going to keep it quite one colour.
I like the fact that you aren't too precious when you're colouring. You know,
Not at all, am I?
No, but it makes, sometimes it can be a little bit frightening when you're sort of, it's daunting, I suppose, when you look at them. And it's quite refreshing just to see, you know, a bit of colour here, a bit of colour there. And actually, sometimes things look better if they're not coloured in precisely, that you've just got these splashes of colour, especially when there's things that are quite small like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we sometimes get a little bit hung up over sort of our colouring and how much to put in place, and it really doesn't need that amount, especially on smaller images. I think it also makes it more designer looking when you're colouring like that as well. And you could do a lot more blending. We could go back in, like I can see here, this really could do with a little bit more blending out, but I'm not going to be too precious about that. I'm not worried about that at all. And then what we're going to do is just use a light grey. So I've got a nice grey blend, and all I'm going to do, so I didn't worry, I went out slightly out of the edge there, but I'm not worried about that, because what I want to do is go round the edge. And all this is going to do is it's going to give me a shadow, but also it's just going to make it all look a little bit like it is popping out the page, and give us some real depth and dimension. And where that little bit has come out, I'm just colouring over that. What that's doing, because it's a lighter alcohol pen, it's just going to blend that in. So very quickly, just round the edges. I mean, what you could do if you wanted to, you could come in and you could literally put just a few little dots round, just so it gives it a little bit of a, sort of, it doesn't look like it's just hanging in the air. You've actually created a sort of topper. We could do the same with the sort of yellow, just come in and add. And I wouldn't say put a lot, just little sections there, and it just gives the topper a whole new sort of lease of life, really. So that gives us our topper, and now we can start putting our card all together. So I'm going to pop that into place. We've got, let's put some, what's the word?
Foam pads?
That's the one. It went totally out of my head. I'm going to put some foam pads onto there. I hope my voice lasts till the end of the day. I can notice it's going as we go into the show.
I was going to say, I'll make you a cup of tea, but you don't drink it.
No, I don't. Don't drink hot drinks. So, and then let's pop this one into place.
What about hot chocolate? Do you have a hot chocolate? Well, you won't have hot chocolate because you're not eating any sugar.
I'm not eating no sugar, no. But that's
Hot
the only
water.
hot drink I would have if I was really cold. So sometimes if I'm feeling really, really cold, then I'll have a hot chocolate. But yes, I'm trying to be really good. And yeah, you're right. I mean, earlier was saying, but I mean, I don't need to cut out sugar entirely. Oh, I've done that on the wonk, and I can't have that on the wonk. So just...
That'd be my fault because I was talking again.
I nearly forgot my phone again this morning, didn't I? And that
Yes.
wasn't your fault. I even put it somewhere where I thought I'd see it and remember it, and I still forgot it. But luckily, Becky picked it up for me this morning.
I didn't want to cope with the recriminations like yesterday.
It's all your fault.
It was right there.
It was right there. I don't know how I missed it. I thought I won't put it on the arm of the chair. I will put it on the table next to my makeup bag, in fact, which I knew I would bring, and I still forgot it. Oh, I tell you what we'll do before we do that one. What we are going to do. Oh, we do that afterwards. It's fine. I've just looked at my reference card, so we're going to place that right in. And in fact, I want to make sure that is in the centre. Not that I can work it out. Counting my squares. So it is the centre, yes, well, that's fine. I couldn't work that out with my lines on the board. I should have put it right there and then I would have realised. Right, once we've got that, we've got our little bunting here. So let's bring in another one. So we've got 3. And you can see if I bring in this here, it tells me that it's layered, so it looks like we're sort of hanging them almost. So what we want to do is use this piece. I'm going to pop that right in the centre there, but I want a little tab onto here. So I'm going to just trim my, my foam pads, just so I can pop them into place at the top. So I'm going to pop that right in the middle, like so. And I'm going to cut these down afterwards once I know I've got that position in right. So let's just pop that there, have that on the top, like so. So that gives me my first one. Now I've got these hearts. Now what's great about these hearts, because you've got the smaller one and you've got the bigger heart, so you're getting the 2-sized hearts. If you were then to use your white one again, but cuts the bigger ones out, so once you cut a bigger heart out, use the smaller one inside, you create these little hearts as well. So you can create some different hearts. So I thought, oh, actually, it'd be quite nice fun to just add some different hearts on there. But first of all, let's put these on our foam pads. So let's just add these onto the middle. Oh, they're a little bit big, so it's nice to have some bigger foam pads in the studio. Normally I go to use them.
Normally they're the teeniest things in the world, aren't they?
Which are good. I mean, they all have their, but when you're demoing, it's quite good just to have bigger ones for demo purposes. So I'm just going to line that up into the centre. So that gives us one. And then we'll line up this one as well.
Quite a few people have been messaging in about game shows. Anne says, I don't think I'd be very good in a game show audience because I would be yelling out the answers. I think I would be as well.
Yeah, they're quite strict. They tell you that before the game
Hard
show
not to
starts.
though, because when you're watching it at home, you are shouting at them, aren't you?
Yeah.
And berating them for being so silly.
Yes.
We've got Sarah said she'd like to go on catchphrase or deal or no deal. Yeah.
Or deal or no deal would be a good one.
Susie says, my sister and I have always wanted to go on Wheel of Fortune together on a siblings week.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, that would be quite good. And Linda says, I used to book travel for shows and was invited to watch loads, Going for Gold, Eureka, Small Talk and Man Oh Man, just to name a few. So you're obviously, but we have to have a little star chart for the amount of game shows people have been on, because at the moment, Debbie is up there at the top.
I hadn't realised that at all. Right, so I'm literally just putting these. Now this isn't in them. I want to show you how you can still use those same dies that you've used, but just to add something a little bit different to your make. So just go a little bit lower with that one. So we're popping them in the side. So they're just another little offcut. And actually, the only reason I did these, Becky, was because I'd cut my green ones out of the white ones out of the bigger ones, and then realised, and then I thought, actually, I'll cut my centre ones out, and then realised I had the frames. But I thought they made nice little extras inside as well. So let's stick these ones on, and we'll have these ones add these into place as well. And then we'll put the other 2 little pennants on at the top. Yeah, games, I mean, they're good fun, aren't they, game shows? They're good to watch, but,
Yeah.
and they're fab. I mean, I love people winning. Just think as...
If you had to go on Mastermind, what would be your specialist subject?
Specialist subject. It might have to be Emmerdale.
Oh, really?
I love Emmerdale. I've been watching Emmerdale since I was a kid with my nan.
Yeah.
I used to go home for lunch. My school used to be at the bottom of the road, and I used to go home, and she used to make me beans on toast, and we'd watch Emmerdale.
Oh.
Or Emmerdale Farm as it was
Yeah.
then. And I'm just trying to make sure I get that straight with the other one in line. So let's just bring that up a little bit. Yeah, and I still watch it now. It's the only soap I watch.
Oh.
And I love it. So I think I possibly would be quite good.
Do they do a tour like they do for Corrie?
Yeah, so I've been on the Corrie tour.
Oh, yeah.
The only reason is because my dad is a huge Coronation Street fan.
Yeah.
And we did it for his, funny enough, his 70th birthday. So that was 10 years ago because he was 80 this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we took him on that. So, and it was really good.
Yeah.
It was quite nostalgic being on the cobbles.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, I don't know. I think they do an Emmerdale one, but I've not been on it.
I haven't watched it for a really long time. I don't really watch soaps anymore, and I don't know why I stopped watching them, but I used to watch them all, and I just haven't anymore. And my mum always goes, oh, I have to watch, whatever it is, Coronation Street, EastEnders, whatever it might be. And then she goes, don't you watch it? I was like, I haven't watched it since, Den came back in EastEnders. It's been that long.
I dip in and out with EastEnders just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
But I don't really watch it. And but yeah,
Emmerdale's your
I
one.
do. Yeah, I do watch Emmerdale. So yeah, possibly that. I mean, obviously, crafting would probably be high up there. What about you, Becky?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer
Oh, okay.
TV series.
Yeah, I never really got into Buffy.
So into Buffy. Even now, sometimes when there's nothing on TV and Tim says, what should we watch? I was like, we could watch an episode of Buffy. He was like, dear God, no. I didn't like watching it when we were in our teens. I'm certainly not going to watch it now.
Mine could be Grey's Anatomy. We do watch that, but we haven't finished. We're on season 17. I'm not sure how many seasons there are. There we go. There's our card exactly how
Lovely.
we've done on that one, but there's our real life version and just a couple of extra hearts behind. But it's fabulous, isn't it, that we can just follow
really is.
that whole layout collection, and each card, when you think there's 30 in there, that's 30 different layouts that you can make your own. It's a fabulous collection, and I just hope you get a chance to grab it tomorrow.
Absolutely. I think it looks brilliant. Really, really like that. We should do the vote for demo of the show. Going to be a tricky one, I think, because they're all lovely. Lovely is what they are.
Lovely. Right, so let's move out some room. So we've got number 1, which was our birdhouse. There we go. I think we can just about fit them on for James. Number 1, our birdhouse. Number 2 was our cupcake. Cake. Number 3 was our cupcake. And number 4 was our champagne bottle. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. You decide.
I don't know what I'd choose,
I know, they're all really pretty, aren't they? And
They are.
really good layouts, I think. Yeah, and I don't, there's nothing on there that's I can take credit for because they're all in the designs. So to think that in this last couple of hours that we've managed to do 4 designs that are beautiful, you can be making that, whether you're a beginner crafter or an advanced crafter, you could be making these sorts of cards.
Yeah. And like you say, just a bit of a white card to make the card bases and a bit of black as well.
Absolutely.
Everything else is in there.
It's all in there, in there. And I've hardly used, and I mean, I've not even put any gems on there. I think I'm going to use ribbon in 1 card. There's just so many extra bits that you get in there that I've not even covered, but you've got that in another 26 different projects in there. That's a lot of projects for your money.
It really is.
So yeah, I can't wait actually to see what the price of it is tomorrow, but I think you'll get a good deal.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Amanda says, I'm loving the show this morning. So much happy smiling and all the chatter.
Yes.
And Sandra Lane says, I love that card. Really nice. And Adriana says, my aunt, my cousin and her 2 daughters are visiting for the weekend. We went shopping yesterday. The girls wanted some markers. I told them not to buy them. I'd gift them something better and getting them Spectrum Noir. So I've got a few double and triple kits, so I'm excited to do some basic colouring when they wake later. Well, if they're on the fence about doing any colouring, they just need to see what Debbie's been doing with those stamps there, because they really do make a big difference. Shall I show you the boards so you can see exactly what you're going to be getting in here? So in addition to what I'm going to show you now, you'll be getting the binder or the folder like this. Obviously mine's not got anything in it. And this is where you would store your dies and your stamps and all of those recipe cards that you've got in there. So you've got those step-by-step instructions to show you how to make all of those different cards. So you've got your little pieces to put your magnetic sheets to put your dies on. But it's a wealth of bits and pieces you're getting in here. Of course, you're going to be getting that linen cardstock and you're going to be getting those pattern papers. But you'll also be getting things like this set of stamps that you've seen Debbie utilising throughout this morning's show. Lots of different types of stamps in here. And once you colour them, look how beautiful they are. They are quite significantly large, but not overly large. They're going to work with lots of different shapes and sizes of cards that you're working with. And they are quite, there's lots of different activities that you could be using those for. So those are your stamps. You'll also be getting embellishments like these ribbons. So 3 different sizes of ribbon. These are double-edged satin or double-sided satin ribbon, and in 3 different colours. So you've got that beautiful lilac, you've got that sort of darkish pink, and you've got that baby blue. You've also got a selection, she says, picking up 2 things at the same time. So a selection of gems, 3 different sizes and 3 different colours are going to work so beautifully with all of those ribbons that you've got here. You've then, these just sort of snuck in. They were like, don't forget us. These are some of the dies you'll be getting in the collection. So these are more of your kind of embellishment dies. You've got that triangle to create bunting. You've got 2 different size hearts. You've got some leaves, flowers, and you've got your star in there as well. But you'll also be getting some embossing folders. This one here is a 2D embossing folder with those beautiful flowers in there. Are very, very usable, and they're quite big, so you can use them in lots of different ways, chopping them down as well as using them that whole shape. This is a 3D embossing folder, so you've got that beautiful trellis work in the background with that vase of flowers in the foreground. This is another one, which is a 2D embossing folder with those butterflies. Absolutely beautiful. Again, you're going to be using that so often. We're giving you also a selection of sentiment stamps, all sorts of different ones, special friend, sweet wishes, lots and lots of different sentiments. Again, making those something you can use throughout the whole of the year for all sorts of different occasions. And then we're getting to the real nitty gritty. We're getting to all of those fantastic nesting dies, and there are loads. So this first one here is your nesting circle dies. You'll find with all of these, you've got different types of nesting dies. You've got some with scalloped edges and some with just smooth round edges. You've also got this one with your squares. And these are things, these are your bread and butter basics of all of these different dies that you've got in here. This slightly smaller square that you've got here. This one, which I said was like an Art Deco mirror. I think you can see what I'm talking about there. It's almost like an angular oval. Then you've got dies to create pennants, like you've just seen Debbie doing just now. You've also got dies, these are all nesting dies, to show you different kinds of gift tags. We've then got this one, which I think is really pretty. You've got all of these different shapes, these kind of rectangular shapes, different kinds of decoration that you could be using on those. We've then got nesting ovals, once again with those straight edges and those scalloped edges too. Just keeps on going. Circles, scalloped and straight edges too. And then finally we have these strip dies where you've got those different kinds of finishes on there. So as I say, huge amount of different things that you've got in here, making it really well worth somebody who perhaps is just getting started on their papercraft journey. But equally, I mean, from my point of view, the dies alone would be something that I would just want to pop in my basket because they will be so useful. And, you know, we all know we love a bit of a nesting die, and sometimes, if you're like me, I missed out on quite a lot of the nesting dies, so these would be something that I would want to get. Now, these are all going to be launching tomorrow with Craig and Ben. Obviously, as we said, we've done the first look today, but Craig also did a Facebook Live. Was it the day before yesterday? Thursday, I think it was. And he went through other things. So again, do have a look at that. Of course, that is the benefit of shopping with us. You're able to see a lot of the content. You're able to watch the craft experts using these items. And you can just save those videos on YouTube and come back to them once you've got your delivery. Rosalind says, I love the fact the ribbons and the other elements are included in the kit. They can be so expensive to purchase individually. Of course they can, and absolutely you want them to match, and that's not always something you can do. I do have an answer to demo of the show, and it is, which one did you think was going to win?
I quite like number 2.
I like number 2 as well, and guess what? Number 2 won.
Number 2.
Well done.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Thank you very much.
I think they all look lovely, but I particularly like the colours you've used in there.
Yeah,
and it's nice
really
to do something
lovely.
a bit different. And you know, like you say, all of these recipe cards will just give you that little bit of a jolt, a little bit of inspiration when you are doing your crafting. So we're going to see lots and lots more throughout the day. We've got Colour Me Happy, and we're talking about classiques. And of course, we've got Second Chance Sunday coming up in the evening. Do hope you've enjoyed the show. We will see you in a couple of hours. Take care. Bye-bye.